Welcome back to Hannity. Well, last Christmas, Ainsley Earhart brought you the story of a true American hero and the charity that promised to help him. 1 year later, she has an amazing follow-up.
Laying on the charge, nice and sweet.
The hit movie The Hurt Locker introduced many Americans to one of the most dangerous career choices imaginable: explosives ordnance disposal. Air Force Master Sergeant Joseph Deslauriers did it in the deadliest places in the world. His job was disabling live bombs in Iraq and Afghanistan. In 2011, Joe kissed his pregnant wife Lisa goodbye and left for another deployment.
The last time I saw him was Mother's Day 2011, and we knew we were going to have a baby. And so we were just kind of trying to calculate, like, when, hopefully he'll be back right before I deliver.
But 4 months into the deployment, Joe's team responded to a quadruple IED blast, which left a Marine injured. After carrying that Marine to safety, Joe stepped on a fifth undetected bomb.
Your ears ringing, you get hit by a, feels like you get hit by a freight train. And then pretty much I woke up in the blast hole, and it was, cloud of dust, and all I could see was red and white.
He lost both of his legs and most of his left arm, but never stopped working.
Despite near mortal injuries and while his teammates rendered life-saving aid, he continued to pass information concerning the device, which was vital as his team continued the mission. His actions enabled the safe extraction of 2 injured Marines. By his gallantry and devotion to duty, Sergeant Deslauriers has reflected great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Lisa was back home teaching a class of second graders when she was told of the explosion.
It wasn't certain that he was out of the woods, but he wasn't dead yet, so there was hope that he would survive. Amazingly,
he did. Sergeant Deslauriers endured months of surgeries and physical therapy.
It wasn't fun, let's put it that way, but when I look at it, back on it now, it's definitely part of my life, and it's made me the person who I am today, hopefully more humble and more strong.
But strength is something Joe Deslauriers never lacked.
Valor is of the moment, but character is built over a lifetime. The events of the 23rd of September can be described less as a case of spontaneous valor and more as a predictable outcome of circumstance and character intersecting on the battlefield.
We don't think about that stuff. We just do what we do. We love it. We do it all over again.
But surgeries and rehab meant constant moving and living out of suitcases in places not equipped to handle his injuries. Until the Deslauriers met Andy Pujol. Andy was a businessman on September 11th, 2001, when he ran to Ground Zero to see if he could help. He spent all day there, and it changed his life.
I kind of sat down with tears in my eyes. I made a promise to myself that I would do something to serve my country. And I started to help other charities, but I never knew where the money was going. So I said, you know what, damn it, I'm going to start my own charity.
And Building Homes for Heroes was born with the mission of building new mortgage-free homes for severely injured soldiers.
We met Joe and Lisa at Walter Reed Hospital. We had dinner with them.
He said, we're going to build you a house. We're going to build you a house. And, I mean, Joe and I just kind of looked at each other like, they're going to build us a house?
And they did. With the help of Randy Wise Homes, they spent a year building a new home from the ground up, specifically designed for Joe's injuries.
I can't even call it light at the end of the tunnel because the tunnel was just so long. Just a glimmer of hope. Something that made it just more, made you feel more normal. That you could have a house like a civilian down the street.
Joe and Lisa were involved every step of the way, ensuring that the house was outfitted with everything Joe will ever need.
Putting your faith in that organization that, from the top down, gives you that easy feeling knowing that you're going to be taken care of.
They said, you really are family. When we tell you we're going to do something for you, we're going to do it.
And the result? A truly amazing home.
With a click of a button, this door opens. And this is Joe's primary entrance. Joe can come on in the home, and the door will automatically close behind him in about 20 to 30 seconds.
You'll notice there's plenty of room for Joe and the family to get around all the furniture and all the fixtures, so this was part of the design that we did especially for him. We brought him in here and built it just exactly the way he wanted it, so that it would work just right for him and his wheelchair.
This is a saltwater pool, really no chemicals involved, no chlorine. It's very non-abrasive to his skin. Joe also suffered some minor burns among his injuries, so this type of pool is very therapeutic for him in his rehabilitation.
This is a very special room that we have for the family. One of the portraits that's most special to me is this one. It's a picture of Joe embracing Cameron at the beach, obviously after his injuries, and it just really tells the whole story to me on why we do what we do for our wounded veterans around the country.
Throughout the home, we have many water features here. This is one of them, obviously, the nice rumbling sound of the water. It serves two purposes. Besides that it's feels amazing for him and therapeutic, but it helps with the tinnitus and the ringing in the ears that Joe suffers with. So this is really a place of serenity and peace.
Before the reveal, the Building Homes for Heroes team worked through the night, adding those finishing touches. And then as the sun came up over the Florida Panhandle, Sergeant Joe Deslauriers got a true hero's welcome home.
Master Sergeant Joe Deslauriers, Lisa Deslauriers, and Cameron Deslauriers. This is the most decorated EOD individual in the United States Air Force, sitting right here today with us.
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. We're definitely friends and family members from now on.
There is no finer example of selfless service and strength, courage and commitment. Perhaps his greatest accomplishment of all is that he's a loving father and husband. He loves life. He has a great smile on his face, and he makes our community and our country a better place. With love and respect and admiration from an entire nation, welcome home, son.
Finally, after a year of hard work, it was time to turn over the keys.
Oh, wow, look, come on. I always thought we'd struggle. You really never really know what things are going to be like. And then, guys like Andy Pujol step up with his organization and provide, a forever home for us. That's adapted for me to not be frustrated on a daily basis. And to start the day off to just get out of bed, go take a shower that's unhindered by a doorway, a hallway, or anything like that. It starts the day off right versus yelling and screaming or being frustrated. And this is going to be, tomorrow morning is going to be the greatest morning of our lives.